The boy next door, Scott Tomaszewski, has been arrested for the murders of his longtime neighbors Dick and Jody Villardo. And police are on the hunt for the murder weapon he used to slaughter them.
And we learned that there was a backpack secreted back in this closet behind this area.
You go back and look for that bag.
It's not there.
Now, cops know Scott had some help.
Mom took the bag and threw it out.
What was in that bag?
As near as we can tell, it was Dick Villardo's watches. We believe the actual murder weapon was in that bag.
Scott's mother faces charges of accessory after the fact, but she's offered a plea bargain. Instead, Mrs. Tomaszewski won't be charged if she agrees to testify against her own son.
The evidence that we had, because everything fell in line, was so overwhelming against Scott. She didn't have a choice.
Scott is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of armed robbery, and 1 count of first-degree burglary. Scott pleads guilty. There won't be a trial, and his mother will not have to testify.
Come on up here with me.
But we still wanted to hear Mrs. Tomaszewski's side of the story.
Hey, Jeanette.
So we sent our Michelle Sagona out to talk to her.
I'm from Crime Watch Daily.
I'm sorry, if this is for the newspaper, no, I'm not interested.
It's we're actually a television show, and I'm just wondering, did you help your son hide evidence?
What?
Is there anything about your son you'd want people to know?
No, I don't.
Nothing at all?
Nothing, no.
Anything about his upbringing
No.
or who he is?
No, thank you
or
very
anything
much.
you
No.
want people to know about you?
So that was Scott's mom, and she doesn't really have anything to say. So maybe we'll see her at the sentencing.
The day has finally arrived, and we are at the courthouse in Montgomery County, Maryland, awaiting sentencing.
Scott Tomaszewski receives 2 consecutive life sentences. Standing alongside prosecutors, the Villardo children are there with reaction to the verdict.
Michelle Sagona again with Crime Watch Daily.
Can you just share with us and for the cameras just a few moments about them, who they were?
You know what? If Katie's willing to do this, I'm going to ask Katie to answer that question.
The thought that someone could actively take the lives of 2 people and not recognize that the amount of love that existed there and the love that they would have given to him if he was so willing to accept it is just a really sad situation to me.
How does something like this impact you on a personal level?
For me, just the absolute senselessness of it all. It just stays there. Just a little piece of it just stays there. It's not so much the images. They don't stay with me in particular, but the absolute senseless loss of life.
Prosecutors say there is little doubt that love defined this couple up until the very end.
Dick Villardo, the last thing he did on earth was he was able to gather himself, and he went from his bedroom as he was dying to try to save his wife.